Hey there, you're watching The Appreciationist. My name is Peter Hartman.
Hi, I'm Valerie Soule.
Hi, I'm Samantha Barley.
And tonight we are talking about the plausibility principle. Ooh, before we get into that, I want to let you know what's happening with TLOA in our weekly TLOA update. This is the part of the show we're going to find out what's being scheduled, what we're thinking about, and what has gone on. So if you want to get a little recap of TLOA, this is the time to listen for that. I just want to let you know that we are having, we're sponsoring and producing a comedy show, the Album Cover Comedy Show, that's going to take place this Sunday, May 7th. Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7. There are a few tickets left for the $5 price. So if you want to come to the show, just go to lawofattraction.ca and click on calendar, and you'll be directed to the show there. Going to be doing some cool comedy. If you haven't seen me do comedy before, you might want to come and check it out. It's a reason to laugh. I think it's a lot of fun. Laughter is good medicine. It's really good for you. It helps to de-stress. It helps your immune system. It's a cool thing. So if you're looking for something to do, you're looking for a reason to laugh, come out. We're going to have a good time. Also, I've scheduled an Infinity/Mingle. That's going to be on May 21st. So we'll be doing Infinity. That's a Q&A session where I answer your questions. It's free-flowing. You're in full control in the sense that you get to direct the flow of the conversation, and it's one of my favorite things to do. So I really encourage you to come out to that. And then afterwards, we'll be doing a mingle. So about an hour and a half. We'll have some wine and beer and some food to eat. We'll chit-chat and get to know each other. So it's going to be a really fun time. It's not expensive. I think it's like $10 for non-patrons, and I think it's $5 for patrons. So very affordable. Come out and you'll have a good time. And then I'm trying to schedule something for May 18th. I have the date booked, but I don't exactly know what I'd like to schedule. I have a few ideas. So if there's something that we've done in the past that you'd like to see on May 18th, that's going to be 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Let me know. If there's something we haven't done before that you'd like us to touch on, please let me know. I was asked to do a beloved, something about love. I don't know if I feel like it, but I guess I'll see what I want to talk about. But if I get any suggestions, I'll definitely go ahead and do something like that. Anything else to add for TLOA? That's it, man. We got a lot coming up. Keep an eye on the calendar. We're going to start doing some outdoor events, so please pay attention. And there might be some on short notice. So anybody who wants to go out for a drink or get together or just do a discussion, it's going to be a fun time. You guys.
I have an event in Self-Discovery, Montreal, if you want to know.
Nope, this is TLOA update, and this is, of course, please.
You said TLOA, I was like, no. So Self-Discovery Montreal, I'm having How to Be Attractive and Find Love group life coaching this Friday at 7 p.m. There are 2 spots left, so join us. You can go to samanthabarley.com and click on events, and you'll find it.
There we go, samanthabarley.com, click on events, or the lawofattraction.ca, click on calendar. You guys, moment of appreciation. The most important thing we do during the show is called a moment of appreciation, and that's where we look back at the past 7 days and we pick out something that we appreciated. It could be something good that happened, that's easy to appreciate, or it could be something that wasn't so great, but that we can see the value in today. Like summer, a drag, huh? Isn't it? My goodness. We'll get through it, guys. We'll get through it. Spring and summer.
Does not feel like spring or summer lately.
I guess I'm sitting under these lights here, so I'm feeling a little heated. But no, I'm fake complaining, of course. It's good enough weather. I think we shouldn't complain, right? I mean, considering what we got to deal with on a regular basis, nobody's shoveling out their car right now. So that's at least good news. I got some moments of appreciation. Do you guys want me to go first? Or would you like to go first?
Well, you go first because you feel, I can tell you just want to say it. So go ahead.
Oh, look, mine's not hard. I just want to give you time to think if you haven't narrowed it down yet. I had some great times doing some comedy. My God, I've been hitting up the stage like crazy preparing for the show this Sunday. I hit the Comedy Nest yesterday. I was at 5 for 15 on one of those days that went by. I was at Show Apartment, did 15 minutes there, and I've been killing it. I've been knocking it out of the park, at least by my standards. I've been obsessively looking over my videos. You know, it's fun when you're a narcissist and you have a camera, you know, it's just like all you, feedback loop, it's just all you. So it's a lot of fun. I'm trying to get my comedy to be less vulgar, less dirty, you know, just a little bit less. My mom's going to be there. My mom's going to be at the comedy show this Sunday. So I'm a little bit nervous about that, but you know what? I'm gonna do a preemptive appreciation for my mom coming out. So I'm getting ready for that, and I'm really having a lot of fun. Tons of fun hanging out with comedians, tons of fun telling jokes on stage, tons of fun actually making a point, giving my opinions, true opinions that I have on stage in the context of comedy. So I couldn't be having more fun. Yeah, and then I ate some really cool sourdough bread with some avocado. I know we don't have a what's for dinner section, but oh my God, it was so good, and I really appreciated it. It was really a lot of fun there. That's my moments of appreciation. I could add more to it, but I think that's good. I think that's good enough. You guys have something for me?
You go.
No, okay, let's move on to the topic of the show.
Maybe we're not hearing her.
Oh, Val.
I'm here.
Okay.
The sound was awful. You were breaking up. So I said, okay, let's try getting out of here and coming back.
I understand.
Did Sam have time to do her moment of appreciation?
Nope, your turn, but we can hear you, so go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if it's exactly a moment of appreciation. I want to complain about the Appreciationist. And listen, because once you do the Appreciationist and you think of moments of appreciation all the time, and you're more aware and you're looking for them, and you get to appreciate little things here and there, see the law of attraction at work, and you really put together many events and how all of this is working toward one goal. And then once you get to that one goal and you realize everything that's been involved for months and weeks and in everybody's lives and everything, it freaks you out. It's almost like, you know, when you see people who win a whole lot of money and they faint. Every time I'm like, I don't get that. How can you faint? Well, I get it now, because I have moments where it's like almost too much for me. And honestly, it's not like I won $1 million or anything like that. It's just realizing everything, all the little events that had to happen at the exact right time. I mean, even people getting into fights so that I would spend time with one person so that they would tell me this, and that would lead to this and this and that. When you realize all of this, it's overwhelming. And so at some point it was like almost like too much for me, because I was like, wow. So I totally understand why people could faint when you have like great news. I understand that. And so I want to just, complain about the Appreciationist, because that's what it does for me. It just makes me too sensitive to appreciation.
I totally get what you mean. Oh, I like that. I like that type of complaint. The sunset is too beautiful. I really like
right.
Yeah, it does. When you train yourself towards appreciation and you get yourself sensitive to that, then yeah, you're going to be more affected by what's going on. That's a good reason to faint, though. I like that. I used to faint because I didn't eat. So I think I think this is good reason.
But it felt exactly like that. Honestly, I mean, today, like about a couple of hours ago, it felt like that. I was like, well, no, I ate not too long ago. Why do I feel like I'm weak? And that's how I felt, because I had just put everything together, and I was like, oh my God, this is incredible how things happen, so yeah.
I really like that. That's really cool. Well, thank you for that moment of appreciation. I like it. I love that you phrased it as a complaint. You really you push my buttons. I really like that. I think you know me very well. She's like, I'm gonna keep Peter's attention completely, and I was just like completely tuned in. I really like that. How about you, Sam? You got a moment of appreciation for us? You got a moment of complaint?
No. Well, I mean, I could twist it there, but no. So I got two. The first one is, so everybody knows I'm interested in, well, everybody knows, some of you know, I'm interested in nutrition. I'm interested in organic, gardening and stuff like that. Well, so since I've been getting more and more into nutrition, I've been looking for information, trying to find things online, trying to read new articles and stuff like that, watching videos. And I recently came upon like the best site, the best videos, the best guy. So it's nutritionfacts.org. I've been like obsessed, well, okay, not obsessed, but watching a lot of videos, reading a lot of articles, following Facebook pages, inviting people to like it, sharing it with friends and family. Because I really feel, from what I've seen, from what I've learned so far, that this guy's a legitimate doctor, nutritionist. He knows a lot that there is to know, and he really does all the research to get you know, the cutting edge research that's been done, you know, finding out all the details. And so all the questions that I've been like pondering, like, you know, oh, well, what does this do to me? And what if I do that? Like all of the things that I've been like questioning are there. Like he's already like found all the research for it, or the most recent research, because, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on and, you know, things are going to change. But so happy, you know, I'm even telling Peter, you got to watch this. Oh, look at that, try that. Oh my God, you got to do that. Oh, it's hilarious. But yeah, so I'm really, really, really having fun with it. Yeah.
That's
so
really
that's
cool. And the
one of
website again?
What?
The website again, one more time?
Nutritionfacts.org. And you could follow them on Facebook, and I've been watching tons of YouTube videos. And he's very entertaining, actually. Yeah, so that is one of them.
And it's good when you find a source that you trust, that's reputable, that gives you all the information that you're looking for. It's a boon. It's a bonanza. It's like a gift.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so excited. I'm telling everybody. So
I've watched a couple of a couple of videos, and you're right. He's funny. He's entertaining, and then you learn so much from him. So honestly, it doesn't hurt. Far from it.
Oh, I'm glad you like it. Good. Yes, so that's one of them. And well, I'll just add on to that. I decided to change my diet a little bit last month. I wanted to see how eating less sugar and having less caffeine would affect my moods. And it's been about a month now, and I have to say that it really does improve your moods. So I'll just say that. So eating healthier, getting the nutrients that you need, avoiding processed foods and sugars. Not that I'm avoiding it all, like I am still going for brunch and stuff like that. But yeah, I just want to say that like I'm seeing a difference in my mood already. So yeah, I'm very appreciative of that. Yeah, so that wasn't my second one. So I'm going to go quickly with my second one. My second one was, I got a phone call this week, and the message was, hi, I found your information, and I was wondering if you would be on my radio show today at 4 o'clock. It was an AM radio show at 4 o'clock this week called Health Perspectives, and she had me on as a life coach. And I was like, at first, like taken aback. I was looking up the information. I was nervous, and I was like, hey, got to get out of my comfort zone. I haven't been on the radio yet. I was interviewed by CBC, but that was like different. It was about self-discovery. And so I talked for about 20, 25 minutes all about life coaching, all about Self-Discovery Montreal. And it went super. It went really well. And even though I was like nervous and stuff, I was proud of myself, and just the fact that I did it, it was a lot of fun. And I should have the video sometime in the next day or two to so you guys can hear it.
Well, it's an audio.
Yay!
But, yeah, congratulations, Sam.
Yeah, audio. Yeah, thank you.
I heard it live. All right, guys, we're going to jump into the topic of the show. I know our co-host here, Val, has to go, so I don't want to keep it too much longer. I'm just going to explain the plausibility principle to you just real quick. Is that okay? All right. Actually, before I explain the plausibility principle, let me ask you, Val, Sam, do you ever find it difficult either for yourself, or do you feel like other people experience a difficulty that they can't move forward because they're not sure? They don't have certainty over what's going to happen, right? I can leave my comfort zone. I can do this thing, but how do I know it will work out? How do I know this thing will be good? I can try this service. I can take this course, but how do I know that this is sure? Have you ever experienced that for yourself or with other people?
Yeah, all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, isn't it incredibly fascinating how we require certainty in order to do something that can improve our lives, but we don't need certainty to feel miserable and to feel down. Like just the idea, the possibility of something gets us down. Well, the plausibility principle is about that. The plausibility principle is a way to move forward in life that doesn't require certainty. It's sort of like requiring something that just seems plausible. Does it seem reasonable that this thing will serve me, that this thing will be of benefit? Now, it could be that it won't be. It could be that that network event that you go to, that seminar you go to, that trip you take doesn't serve you, right? But should we use that as a reason to not move forward? And so to me, the plausibility principle says, no, just move forward with good enough, move forward with what seems reasonable. But then there's a second part to it, okay? So you have, in your mind, you have these belief systems. You have a belief system set up. You have things that you believe firmly, things that you don't believe firmly, and that's how you operate in the world. And I feel like part of what people need to learn how to do is to let go of something that they hold to be true. To not be as certain about the things you're certain about, right? Don't be as certain about your limitations, certain about what you can't do. You'll hear me say it when I talk about people saying, maybe you can. That's part of the plausibility principle. Don't move forward, don't wait for certainty, and don't hold on to what you believe because of certainty. Certainty all around is kind of dangerous. What you want is to become more comfortable with what seems plausible, the plausibility principle, and let that be your measuring stick. Now, what do you think about that, Val?
I like it. I like it. It's like, well, I went to a conference a couple of weeks ago, and that's what now I've learned a bit more about this guy. It was in French, and that's what he's all about. He's like, he's trying to just undo all of your beliefs all the time. That's what he does. And then even when he finds a positive belief, he said, I want to undo that too. Just letting go all the time. Yeah.
Exactly, because you might say, oh, well, this belief I have is a good one to have. This certainty is a good one to have. But then when you have that one, then all the other ones need to be like that in order for you to feel as good about it, as confident about it. But if all your beliefs are, well, anything can change my mind about this, well, then whether it's good or bad, limiting or freeing, it can be changed. And I feel like it puts you in a position of fluidity. Sam, what do you think about that? Is that weird? Is it weird to just live a life where you're always skeptical, always moving on sort of maybe, or do you believe that yeses must be there?
No, you can't wait until the yeses are there. Otherwise, it's very unlikely that you're going to do much moving. This is something that I work on all the time, that almost all of my clients I have to help with, saying, like, even though you don't know what the outcome might be, like, you don't know, like you're saying, going to that event, doing that thing, speaking to this person, you can never know 100% what's going to come from it. You really want to say, okay, well, do I want to be living with regret? Like, why didn't I try? You know, why didn't I do anything? Or do you want to at least have movement? Because even if it does turn out in a way that you didn't like, you can still look back and say, okay, well, now I know, now I know, and I'm actually proud of myself for having gone there. Like, if you're gonna, like, even if it doesn't turn out the way you want, you don't want to try and look at it and feel bad about it. And, oh my God, it didn't go well. Oh my God, oh my God. You want to say, okay, well, now I know, now I learned this thing. You get more information from it, right? You learn new things. And so you want to go, like, even this week myself, I was like, I didn't want to go to yoga yesterday. I was like tired, feel low energy. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it. I don't know. And then I was like, who cares? Just go anyway. Just go anyway and do your best. And, like, do what you can do in the yoga class, because sometimes it's a little too difficult for my wrist and whatnot. And he actually ended up doing nothing with me needing to use my wrists. And I think he did it on purpose, because afterwards he's like, how's your wrist? You didn't have to use it today, huh? And I was like, no, I did it. Thank you. It was great.
I really like that. I love what you're saying. I know you have more to say. I just want to get Val in on this just before she has to go. Val, have you ever had to convince someone suggestion to do something where you yourself weren't sure about the outcome of what they were going to do?
Peter, I missed half of your question.
Did you ever have to convince someone or encourage someone to do something, but you didn't know what the outcome would be?
Well, yeah, all the time. I mean, in a way, when you coach clients, you don't always know what the outcome is going to be. I'm taking a chance. They're taking a chance. It's different for everybody.
What helps you? What gives you the willingness to encourage them to do something that you're not 100% certain of the outcome of?
I want them to feel better, and I totally believe that there's a way for them to feel better. That's what's guiding me. I just know it. We just have to find it.
I like that. It's just this sort of adventure sort of thing. Like, you're just going out and it's your job to look for it. It's not your job to find it absolutely, but your job is to just get out there and look. And I guess as a guide, as a coach, you help them in that sort of initial process in order to step out there and just to look, as opposed to guiding them to certainty about what might happen there.
Can I add something if you can still hear me?
Yeah.
Today I helped somebody, and the timing of that person asking me to help them was kind of strange this week. But enough for me to question and go, okay, I wonder what's going to happen with this. And so I went in there, and all day I really appreciated it. I took it in. I was like, but I was looking for the gift in it. And when I found it, this is when I was like, oh my God. So it was, and it took a little bit of effort and a little bit of just exploring here and there. But I felt like I was in the dark doing that. But I don't know. It was fun at the same time. So yeah, it's just explore, just for the heck of it.
I really like that. Exploring is a very good word to go along with plausibility principle. It's the idea like you're walking through the woods, you're going somewhere, and it's just, you don't have a set direction to go. You just know, I'm just going to explore. I'm just going to see what's happening there. So I really like what you're saying there, Val. I know you got to get going, so thank you so much for being here, Val. You can find out more about her at thepowerofomotions.ca. Thanks so much.
Bye, guys. Sorry, Sam, that he interrupted you for that.
Sam, I love what you're saying there. The word you were saying there, experienced, learning, right? I mean, that's where the plausibility principle comes in. That's where it becomes super valuable, is that if you just try and do something, even if it doesn't work out, you still win because you get experience, right? And is in that part of learning, that's kind of what I think about the plausibility principle. The plausibility principle is meant for you to gain enough experience, or more and more experience, so that you can become more clear-minded about what you already believe. You know, the more experience you get, the more you can look at what you previously thought and be more or less confident in it. So I'm not a performer, okay? I go onto the stage and I do comedy, I do motivational speaking. It gives me experience, and even though I am not a stage guy, even though I'm not a performer, I gain more and more experience and more ability to do what I'm doing next. But I still go on stage and I am not certain at all, but I really like it. When you did your interview, for example, on the radio, I mean, look, you know the subject like the back of your hand, but it's different when you're being interviewed. It's different when you're put on the spot there. Did you go into that being certain about the outcome, or did you go in that with the sense that you were talking about gaining experience, learning, you know, because the consequences are there, right? The consequences are realer than approaching someone on the street. How did you feel about that in terms of certainty versus plausibility?
I went in not knowing. You gotta mute your microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went in not knowing exactly how it was going to go. I put a few notes in front of me. Okay, Sam, you're going to remember this, remember that. Because even if you know a subject, you know, you get nervous, you get sort of blocked. So I wasn't sure what to expect. But then as I was talking to you before, I was like, you know, I usually do well under these circumstances, you know, like I've never done the radio before, but I did the CBC thing. I've never done the radio before, but I've done events with us, you know, so I had to go back and like remember like, hey, generally I tend to do well. So I like, you know, helped myself feel better with past experience. But even if I didn't know, it was like, okay, well, I'm going to do what I can, you know.
And I really love that. Isn't it funny how even the experiences that you're using to boost your confidence for this one, every single one of those experiences were born out of uncertainty. Every one of those were things that you weren't 100% sure about how they would go, and still you use that today to help you with the next situation that you have to go through. There's something really powerful about just saying, you know, performing this action, doing this thing, I have a reasonable expectation that it will benefit me, and that is the only criteria I need to move forward. I have a reasonable expectation that I will benefit from this. That is the only criteria I need to look forward. And I guess as a life coach, part of what your job is to is to convince them of the reasonableness of a course of action, right? Because you can't tell them for certainty that you're going to meet your lover, that you're going to achieve the success that you're wanting, that you're going to get what you're wanting, but you're trying to sort of tease them into this area where they are more willing to move on plausibility or reasonability than certainty.
Yeah, and the thing is, that echo. The thing is, I've seen, you know, I've been working with people for so many years, it'll be almost 10 years now that I'm working with people, and I've seen it so many times. Somebody doubting themselves, not sure of themselves, but then willing to take steps and the risks and seeing the benefits. And I've experienced it myself, and I've seen it from tons of people. So I know that you're going to make movement. Maybe you're not going to, you know, be a millionaire, okay? Maybe you're not, but what if you get close to that? Or what if you're happier? Like, I know to encourage people to take those steps, because there's going to be some movement. There's going to be pleasure. There's going to be feeling proud of yourself. And so, you know, it's worth it. It's worth it to move than to stay. Yeah. As opposed to stay, I mean, yeah.
Well, that's really, really cool. Look, that's all I have to say on the subject right now. I'm going to be doing a workshop about plausibility. I want to teach people, you know, I want to give people sort of examples about things that people believe. Do you know there are, I can't even go there. What am I? Look, I'm just going to say, do you know there's a surprising number of athletes who believe in flat Earth theory? They believe that the Earth is flat.
Wow.
Yeah, they believe the Earth is flat. And so I'll look at things like that. Aliens, is the world flat? Consciousness, whatever.
You gotta explain this, Peter.
Oh, yeah. I think about these things and I ask myself, well, how plausible is this thing? And then I set myself a value. I decide for myself how plausible I think it is. And then as I experience life, as I move through life, I amend that standard. I amend that plausibility, and I am willing to throw out something that I might previously have believed in, and I don't hold on to it because I used to believe in it. And I don't know if you've ever talked to people like that, but there's some people who hold on to a belief, they hold on to a thought because they used to believe it, and that's what convinces them to hold on to it. And I think with this plausibility principle, yes, it makes it so that the things that you really like to be certain of are no longer certain, but then it gives you a greater capacity to move and a greater capacity to adapt to situations when not everything is 100% certain. So I really love that. Part of what inspired this is that when I first learned about the law of attraction and I talked to people about it, they express certainty with the law of attraction. If you do this with the law of attraction, for sure this will happen. And that kind of bothered me because I did a lot of things that I thought should lead to for sure what will happen. But then I learned that the law of attraction isn't about certainty, it's about plausibility, it's about probability. And you make things more likely the more you're able to open yourself up to possibilities as opposed to closing yourself down. Well, look, that's it. I'm going to do a little weekly boost, a little encouragement for your week. I just want to let you guys know, well, before I do that, anything else you want to add, Sam?
No, I'm just saying goodbye.
Okay, all right. Take care, Sam. Thanks for being on the show. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching the show. Just want to give you a little encouragement for the week. You know, there are a lot of things that you could do. And there are a lot of reasons why you don't do it. And if one of those reasons is because you're not sure about how it will affect your life, you're not sure about the outcome, I say go forward with the idea of exploration. Go forward with the idea of experience. Go forward and realize that anything that you do will benefit you. Look, maybe you have a terrible idea. Maybe the thing that you want to do is actually bad and won't work out, or it's very likely not to work out. But even those bad things, I would encourage you to do because you gain experience, because you gain understanding. There are things that I've done in my life, like I remember wearing rollerblades. I went to school and I decided, you know what, I love these rollerblades so much, I want to wear them as much as I can. And so I put them on and I almost never took them off. I went on the bus with them, I went on the metro with them, I went to travel to school in them, I rollerblade from class to class in them, and I had a lot of fun doing it. The downside was that my feet got very poorly treated, poorly ventilated, sores, calluses, things like that, that didn't really work out for me. But I still appreciated the fact that I was willing to do something so crazy, something so weird. I appreciated the all of the consequences that came with it. And I learned more about what to do with the shoes on your feet and the and the rollerblading around the place. But even that bad idea gave me more and more understanding. You're going to be meeting people. You're going to be talking to people. You're going to be interacting with the world. And you can't always run to the internet. You can't always know for sure or do your research about what's going on. Of course, do your research when you can, but you can't always do that. So you're going to have to ask yourself, how do I move forward? Sam was talking about this. How do I move? What will get me to move? And I say, if the thing that's going to stop you is certainty, then throw certainty out the window. One of the reasons I really love science is because science deals with skepticism. Science deals with always questioning what's going on. And in science, true scientists are willing to throw that was firmly believed, even for 100 years, they're willing to throw it out in light of new evidence. And when you go ahead and you experience life and you experiment, you get more evidence. You get more validations for the things that are happening within your mind. And you can choose to evaluate them more honestly. There are things that you believe about yourself. But some of them are true and some aren't. How will you know unless you go forward with the idea of plausibility? Look for good enough. Look for what seems reasonable and do what you think is reasonable and plausible. And then at the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, at the end of the day, look back and ask yourself, was my life better? Was my day better? Was my week better because of this thing that I did? And I think almost certainly you're going to find that plausibility is a great way to move forward. That's all I got to say. This is Wednesday, your hump day. We'll be here next Wednesday for another exciting episode of The Appreciationist. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.